Welcome to the Realistic Viewer channel. Today, let's talk about building your own niche channel. In today's video, I'll be using TierZoo as a case study to make examples, and if you're interested in his channel, he has great content about animal life. But more after the intro. So welcome back. Today, let's take a look at the elements to create your own formula for your own niche channel on YouTube. It's important nowadays to actually stand out from the crowd, and one of the ways to do that is to create a niche channel. So in general, you focus on a topic within a topic and you become an expert in that topic itself. So you can get a certain following, create content, become an expert, and eventually grow out towards a larger audience. So the first thing you need to consider, of course, is what will be the main topic for your channel in general, and what will be the speciality, so the actual niche within the niche to stand out from the crowd. So find actually a main topic that you want to build a foundation on, be it education, entertainment, or informing, to build a library in terms of content. If you want more reasons why you should actually build a library, I have a video about that topic itself, and it will appear in the card up right here, so you can check it out. But by building a library, you can establish yourself as an expert in terms of the topic and build the right expectations for your audience, be it uploading and when to expect a certain format and get the information out that they need to achieve their goals. So you might ask, yeah, but there are people that don't stick to one subject. Usually those people aren't focused on a niche, or if they actually were focused on a niche, they were big enough to surpass it due to the expectations that they've set with their audience. So you explain that you do multiple types of topics on your channel itself. This avoids the whole feeling that they're not getting the content that they expect on a weekly, daily, or monthly basis. It's all about setting the right expectations for your channel. But usually when you're just starting out, you don't really have that luxury to go towards different topics. So people have to guess what type of topics come on their channel. So it's also important to really define at the beginning what type of channel are you and what are the expectations in terms of uploading and types of content that you apply on your channel. So for my example would be, you can expect marketing, sales, and self-development content, and it might go towards a tutorial or an unboxing, etc. But it's all centered around the topic of marketing and self-development. So let's assume that you've already found your niche and your interest. The second step would really be to understand the main drivers of your demographic that you're actually focusing your content on, and what makes them engage with your content. So they leaving a comment, leaving a dislike, actually watching your video again and again and again. What type of interest do they have outside of your channel? So let's take a look at TierZoo's example. So in the case of TierZoo, he really understands that the people that are watching his channel have an understanding of gaming terminology and are most likely gamers themselves. If you consider what is the largest majority of the current gamers, based on the Entertainment Software Association report of 2017, the demographics we can find are that the age range is between 18 and 35, which is also the most active group on YouTube itself. So in that terms, you already have a large potential of new subscribers and people that might be interested in the topic. So the other thing that he also does very well is the concept itself combines two different niches. So he's focusing on people that are gamers but are interested in animal content. So like which predator is the apex shark, a primal, etc. In that way you actually get new interest out of a topic from people that might not be interested due to the certain type of language that is used in normal documentaries on Natural Geographic or Discovery Channel, etc. You create interest and a large potential group of people that will subscribe to your channel. The next thing to consider is the longevity of your niche itself. So is it sustainable for a long period of time? Creating content, you need to be sure that there are a lot of topics that you can switch over to, have videos, articles, and more importantly, if the audience itself is large enough to sustain it in terms of profitability and of course interest for your own motivation. The other thing that is also important is to understand who are the leaders in that niche and what is their audience range. So in general, if you look at the largest 5 people that are active in your niche itself, you can get an understanding of, okay, in terms of making content that is focused on educating people through animations and more general information based on terminology that is not common, how much people can I attract? Okay, so in general I can find about 200, 500,000 people that might be interested based on channel X, Y, and Z. In terms of that, if you're accepting the fact that it's feasible to get that amount of people and that motivates you, go for it. Or otherwise, try to widen your niche a little bit more to get more interest. A very interesting long-term strategy could also be to, after you mastered the niche concept that you've created, try to franchise it out to different topics that might interest you. An example for this would be CinemaSins. CinemaSins is a channel that actually criticizes movies and dinks every inconsistency that is in the video or the movie in general, and then at the end of the video he makes a verdict and gives out his opinion throughout the video. The concept was so appealing and grew at such a high rate that he was able to transfer his concept of the video. So in general, instead of movies, you go towards video clips, you go towards criticizing brands, that the whole network that he's created became very profitable in general. So try to focus on your niche, try to optimize the whole concept in general, and if your following is already big enough and you might be interested in doing it for other topics, also consider out franchising the idea. Now that you have an understanding of your audience and the niche you want to be in, build structure in your concept and understand the terminology that is used with your audience. As we are talking about a niche, you can go more detailed. So it might exclude certain people if they aren't an expert themselves in the topic, but what is interesting is you can also create introductory content. So you're introducing certain concept that you're going to use in your videos a lot more, so people can understand, okay, I have to go back with video number 1. Okay, video number 1, now I understand it even better than I did before. So in general, there's always ways to create more content if you're creative, and if you want to include more people into your niche, that is the way to go. As I said before, consider what is your niche, who is your audience, how can I talk to them, and how can I show that I'm an expert in the topic itself so they come back for the expectations that they have in terms of the content. The next step is to create your own style. If you're active in a niche market, it's even more important to well define yourself as a creator, a blogger, etc. So that means you have to use certain elements a lot. So the colors that you're using for your channel, the logos that you're using, the typography, the way that you talk to people, etc. Created in a distinctive style so people will recognize when they are seeing the content. So in this case, a video of yours, that they can instantly recognize that it's from your channel, your blog, or your website. If you want to learn how to do this, I have a playlist in terms of style and style guides. So in case you want to see it, I'll have a card up on the screen so you can check it out. Eventually, when you have a niche channel, your audience base might even grow wide, big, and large. And what happens? You might get bored, or maybe even topics won't be readily available to make content at the basis that you're already doing. Then what I would recommend is actually try to branch out slowly, but close to the niche that you're already doing. In that way, you can keep your main core audience satisfied and keep it challenging for yourself to talk about different topics as well. Sum up. Understand your niche. Understand your target audience. Consider blending multiple niches together to create a unique niche for yourself. Master the concept. Eventually branch out for multiple success. I hope the video was helpful. If it did, leave a like. If you're new, subscribe. I'll see you next week for a new video, and I'll leave TierZoo's channel in the description box below if you want to check out the elements and want to create your own niche. This is Ivan from the Realistic Viewer channel, helping you achieve more.